everyone, welcome to Happy Cookie Jar. Today we are making car seat ponchos because we want our kids to be safe in the car seats, but we live in Canada where it happens to get to be like minus 40 Celsius. So we need car seat ponchos to keep our kids warm. So today I'm using some polar fleece. We picked this up at our local fabric store. Alexi picked the print. She picked this pretty pink X's and O's print. This is going to be our top layer, and then because it's so cold where we live, we're going to be doing a second layer underneath in an accent color, and to go with the pattern we picked black. So I'll show you how we do this. It's actually very simple, and you only really need to be able to sew in a straight line with the sewing machine. This is going to be our base, the bottom of our poncho. So what this is, it's a meter. It's just a meter of black polar fleece. And all I'm going to do is, this is the inside. So all I'm doing is folding this meter width. I'm going to fold it in half like this. Okay. So as you can see, so we have the two seams here, folds, and then a fold here. This is the length that our base is going to be, is this length here. It's about half a meter. So all I'm going to do again is fold it this way. This is how I do my measurement. I'm just like really eyeballing this. So basically I'm going to cut this into a circle just by kind of going a slight curve here. That is going to be our bottom. So super easy. Feel free to use, we're probably going to do 2 cuts here. And just kind of eyeballing it, making sure that it's a nice smooth line. Now the nice thing about polar fleece, if you didn't know this, is polar fleece doesn't fray. So you don't actually have to cut a seam, sew a seam on the bottom or hem it. Really the only reason we're sewing this is to do the double layer. You could easily just do a single layer and then you wouldn't actually have to do any sewing at all. Although you wouldn't get the really cute fringe that comes with doing the 2 layers, which I love for our girls. Okay, and so you still have, like on a meter, you still have quite a bit. So you could probably, if you wanted to, and you're really good, you could easily make like a little hat to go with this. I'm not that good, so we're not making a hat. So see, if you unfold this, I'll just unfold it for you to see. It's like a really nice, perfect circle because of the way we cut it, right? Just super easy. If you ever need to cut a circle, best way to do it. Fold a square in half, just curve the edges. And you can see here, like I have a little corner that's a little wonky. Give it a little trim. So now you're gonna do the same thing, but you're only gonna do a small circle at the top. You don't want it to be super deep because this is where you're gonna make your neck fold. So I would do about 2.5 inches. You can always make it a little bigger, you can't make it smaller, remember that. Same idea, I'm just gonna cut a little at the top corner. So basically you have a pizza shape with the top missing. This is going to be where your neck piece is gonna go. Now you're gonna repeat it with your top piece. Only thing is, you're gonna make sure that your top piece is about 2 to 2.5 inches shorter than this guy. A little more difficult. Okay, go. Now, so see, I got my triangle again. And if I wanted to be really specific, I could easily add this back in. So see, it's the same length originally. If I go from here to here, it's the same circle. But like I said, I'm going to make it about 2 inches shorter. So I'm going to go this way to make my circle. Now this top layer is a little bit thinner just because that's the way the print was. But I do like using polar fleece because it definitely keeps your kids really nice and warm. Like I said, it's very cold here. So I definitely want something that'll keep my kids super duper warm in the winter. Part of me just wishes they could make car seats that we didn't have to worry like this about what we can put underneath our car seat, but fortunately they haven't invented that yet. So yeah, again, so this time you're actually going to do the same length of cut at the top because your necks are going to be the same. So you can easily just take the piece you had before, a little trim, and you are done your cutting. So basically at one point you are going to have to unfold it and just do a very simple cut in a straight line so that you have an opening. Because this actually just gives you a perfect circle. So you just have to do that for both of them. Not a complicated thing. Just cut a straight line. Okay, perfect. What we're gonna do, you're gonna sew. I'm gonna pin these just to make our lives easier so everything stays together. All I'm gonna do here is just where my neck meets. It's always easier to start at the neck for your pinning, just FYI. So you're just gonna put the corner of one neck piece to the corner of the other neck piece, and then just using some little straight pins, you're just gonna pin it. And you're pinning it inside out, so the good side of both your fabrics is in the middle. The nice thing about doing this kind of hem, just like finishing it like this, is if it's not perfect, it's okay. You're sewing it like this is actually going to clean up your edges a lot. So every couple inches, just pinning it together with a straight pin. Straight across your neck. Once you're done the neck, you're going to move down and do along the sides. You're not going to do the bottom, so you're just doing the two sides and the neck. For right now. Don't be afraid to spread things out. Just make sure that you've got everything nice and even. Alright, so I got my neck done. I'm just going to come back to the edge here. I'm going to pin together this edge and then do the other side. Not a difficult project at all. It turns out super cute. This style that we're making actually is pretty easy to convert to grow with your kids. So Lexi's been wearing hers since she was about 18 months. But here I have a little bit extra on this side. I guess the circle's just a little bit bigger. Not a big deal. Just going to do a quick trim to make everything match up. This edge here. We are going to add one little detail here. So what I have here, this, because we're going to add a button for the Grow With Me style. So I have a button that is going to go with our fabric and our pattern here, as you can see. It's, nice, cute little black button. And I have a piece of elastic. Again, we're going black because that just happens to be what goes with our outfit. So I'm going to have an elastic that is about the circumference of my button, with maybe an extra, not even a full inch. And I'm going to actually make a little loop, and you're going to put it inside. I don't know if you can all see this. It's going to go inside in between the two layers of fabric towards the top, about half an inch down, right from one edge to the other, and that's where you're going to sew it in. This little thing lets you expand the neck on your poncho to fit your kids longer, which is super convenient because you're gonna put all the time and money into making this. Not that it's expensive. I think it cost me about $25 in fabric and materials. But if you're gonna do it, I wanna make sure it lasts. Now that we have it all pinned, we're gonna start at one end here, we're gonna sew it, and all I'm doing is sewing straight stitch. It's like a simple straight edge stitch. Your regular, even like half-inch hem, half-inch. Here I have my elastic loop. I'm just gonna go, and just for extras, I'm just gonna back up over it. So it's a little extra thread to support. And then I just lifted my foot with my needle still in, and then just turned it. I'm just gonna start again. Just keep sewing around the 3 edges. Just being cognizant of the fact that you're sewing a circle here, like a curved edge. You're just going to guide your right to the edge, like we did last time. Here, you're just going to put the needles in, flip the foot. Pop your needle back down, your foot back down, going in a straight line. Trim the threads. Go over here, I'm going to trim these threads too. Add it. Now, I'm just going to take it, so we're going to flip it, rinse it out. Then we have our button loop. And we're going to have our other corner. And now we're going to pin it again. Make sure you can spread it out pretty nicely. Alright, and now you're just going to go around. You're just going to pin on the edge. Now, because we just roughed it, you're going to see that like there are parts where it's a little bit smaller than others. That's fine. Nice thing about this project, really easy to just kind of eyeball and fix up where it needs to be fixed up. Right, so now everything is nice and even. We're just gonna go around the edge here, just right around the edge, and just put a nice little straight stitch right along, kind of like maybe not even a 1/4 inch in, just to seal up the top layer to the bottom layer. And this extra that's hanging over here, we're gonna cut that and make it into our fringe. So, again, super easy. But this is the point where you want to make sure that all your corners are sticking out properly. Nice sharp corners like that. That's good. So basically I'm going, so the edge of fabric is right along the edge of my foot, the outer edge of my foot, and so it's a really short seam allowance. But it'll give you a really good look when it's done. Alright, that's all the sewing machine work there is. So now it's all stitched the bottom. If you have any uneven parts, now is the time to kind of trim it back a little bit. Around here we have a little bit of unevenness. I'm just going to trim that. This actually works out really nice because you get a really nice crisp clean line right above your fringe. But it also seals it in, so you have a nice pocket, which helps with the insulating. Now, one thing I didn't tell you, fleece is very fluffy. You guys can all figure that out. But in your machine, you will probably have to clean it in the middle because just the extra fluffy fibers on it kind of stuff the machine and it will cause problems. So just be aware that you will probably have to clean your machine a little bit at some point. It's really not hard. You just unscrew the plate and run a nice fluffy paintbrush inside your machine. Just pick up all the extra like fluff and then you're done. Super, just give it a quick, just get that extra fiber out. So now we are going to cut the fringe. Fringe is super easy. Basically all you're going to do is start at one end. Every what is that, inch or so. And they don't have to be perfect. So don't worry if you're like, oh, that one's not quite an inch. Alright. So you're gonna just make your fringe go all the way around, cutting little strips to the hem here. I'm doing just under an inch wide. There we go, almost done. Just a couple of snips. And then we just have to add our button and the velcro. The velcro is optional. You don't actually have to add the velcro. You could just put the button and be done with it. I like to add the velcro because I just find it's a little bit more, it helps keep it closed at their neck. So especially, you know, because we live here where it gets really cold and when it gets very windy, I didn't, you know, if they're not wearing a coat and this is what they're wearing instead, I do want to keep their little necks warm. So I do tend to add the velcro, although you don't have to. Yeah, like I said, you could just add the loop and you can be done here. What I actually do is I put the button. This is what helps make this a grow with me item. Is basically wherever you put your button is how big your neck hole is. So I put it there and it's perfect. And then if next year it doesn't fit, all I have to do is cut this and then just move it over a little bit until it fits again. So that's what we're gonna do. So Zoe's pretty tiny, so we're gonna make it the neck hole fairly small because this is Zoe's. We actually tried Alexi's on. It's the same pattern, same size, the other day, and Alexi's still fits her, and she is actually a very tall 3.5-year-old, and she's been wearing it since she was 18 months. So there you go. You know, it's do it once, it will last for quite a while. But that's why we had to make another one, is because Alexi can still fit in hers. So I'm gonna kind of eyeball it here that I know, like I said, I know Zoe's got a tiny little neck. All I'm gonna do is put my button, I have a needle on a loop, and I like to pick the buttons that have the loop on the back. I just find they're easier to work with when you're doing this kind of project. So that's what I picked. Nice. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Alexi picked all of this out. She picked all the fabric. She picked the fabric, she picked the buttons. She said that's what Zoe wants. And Zoe, well, that's what you're getting. I like to be pretty secure. So I'm gonna do, I don't know, maybe 10 loops around with my thread. I'd rather be really secure because these do get a lot of wear and tear in our house. Like we've put ours in the wash. Alexi's gotten like hot chocolate on hers. And hers actually still looks fantastic. Hers is white. I would not recommend white again for anybody, but hers still looks really great considering it's on its 3rd year. It still looks pretty close to brand new. But yeah, when you're done, just throw it in the washing machine. I let it air dry a little bit. Although I think we have put it in the dryer. Don't watch how I do knots. It's probably the one sewing skill that I am really terrible at. Making knots. Hey, so like I said, you could stop there and you have a beautiful poncho. Loops really nicely. But I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of Velcro. So all I'm gonna do is I closed it up with the loop, and then I'm going to take Velcro. So this is nice because these little strips are adhesive. Don't trust the adhesive, but they're good for sticking on where you want things to be stuck. And then it's easy to find. So I've stuck them together. And then I'm just gonna peel one backing. And I'm gonna stick it to the inside. And then peel the other side. And stick it there. So now when I undo it, hold it carefully. You can see you have pretty much where it is. So I have my Velcro here on to use the adhesive for. I would not trust the adhesive, so I have to sew it on. And all I'm going to do is just kind of sew a little box along the edge of the Velcro. And using just my straight stitch because I'm making our lives really easy today. There we go. That's one piece of Velcro down. And then we're just going to do the other side. Just going to do the other side here. Once again, just doing straight stitching on the bottom. And now I have a beautiful little poncho with a Velcro neck close and a little button. Perfect. All right, kid. See you later.